All right, Rebels, I'm going to teach you about recursion. It's in the sequence and series unit. Here's the question. Write the first four terms in the sequence given the recursive formula. So first we actually need a problem here. So let me make one up, and I think I'm going to use a really famous one. And this famous one goes like this. A sub 1. A sub 1 equals 1. And A sub n equals A sub n minus 1 times n. What would this look like? Let's see. Well, the first term in the sequence is 1. Now the second term in the sequence would equal A sub 2 minus 1 times the current value of n, which is 2. What would this mean? Well, A sub 2 minus 1 is A sub 1, right? What is A sub 1? A sub 1 is 1. And then 1 times 2 equals 2. So the second term in the sequence would be 2. Well, let's see, what would the third term in the sequence be? Third term in the sequence would be A sub 3 minus 1 times 3, which is A sub 2 minus 3. What is A sub 2? Well, we just figured out that it was 2 earlier. So we have 2 times 3, which is 6. You might be catching on to the way this works a little bit here. Next one, A sub 4. What would A sub 4 be based on this definition right here? A sub 4 is A sub 3, right? 4 minus 1 is 3 times 4. What's A sub 3? 6. 6 times 4 is 24. And this particular sequence, which starts out like this, 1, 2, 6, 24, it's a famous one. It's known as the factorial sequence. On your calculator, it might look something like this. They use like a exclamation point. Anyway, so that's what a recursive formula is like. Now, the other thing you got to do with this sometimes you got to go backwards. Like they'll give you a sequence like 1, 1, say 2, 3, 5, right? And they'll say, all right, come up with the formula. And the way you'll do this is first you start with the first term of the sequence. A sub 1 is 1, right? And then you got to think. This is the tough part is you got to look at the numbers and try to figure out what the pattern is. What's happening here? And this is another really famous one that occurs in nature all the time. What's the pattern? And this particular one, it's a little hard to see. You can pause the video and see if you can figure it out. I could even put the next number in the sequence if you want. And basically, what happens here is A sub n is equal to A sub n minus 2 plus A sub n minus 1. So you look at the sequence and what's happening. What would the next number be after 8? Well, you have to look at the two previous numbers in the sequence, which are 5 and 8, and add them together. 5 plus 8 gives you 13. How did I know that this number was 8 right here? Well, I took the two numbers before it in the sequence, 3 and 5, and added them together. So that's how you write a formula for a recursive sequence, and I'll make another video on that. I have also worked out an example on the assignment this week, so hopefully that'll help you as well. They're usually a little bit easier than the Fibonacci sequence, though. Usually you just see what the first term in the sequence is, and then usually each number in the sequence is multiplied by the same number each time, and you just figure out what that is, or maybe you take the first number in the sequence and add the same number every time. Figuring out the Fibonacci sequence took a little bit more intuition for sure.